We're live. It's the social hour at Camp Reset. So, hello everybody. Hello my campers. It is our social hour, our very first gathering at Camp Reset, where we are all moved into camp and we are in our first week. We are setting up, and this is kind of that little live event I was picturing, that we would all be wearing our little party frocks. Hello, Miss Brandy. The first one here, we're wearing our little party frocks, and we are bringing something to sip because it's a social hour, so we are all mingling. This is the event to do our mingling, and introverts will especially love this event because we are all safely at home, not facing each other. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Leslie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lisa. So do we all have something to sip for our little social hour while we have some fun? Hi, Vanessa. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Denise. Hi, Justina. Hi from Texas. Hi, Savina. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Kelly Johnston. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, y'all. That's what Jennifer said. I'm just filling in the blanks. Hi, Bessie. So, hi, Chris. We are doing our little social event, our little hour of chatty. Hello, greetings. We are hanging out. Picture this: we're lakeside. There's the dock, and all of us are kind of mingling around. There's little twinkle lights. We're wearing our cute little party frocks, and we all have something to sip. Hi, Carla May. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kat. Hi, Connie. My glasses, I definitely need an upgrade on my prescription because I'm like struggling to see some of the names. Hi, Julianne. Hi, Elaine and Edith. Yay, we're so glad everyone's here. Mr. Crafty brought me brought me a pad so that I can actually look. It's like what is that? Inception? Yes. Look. You can see it's like seeing myself within the video. Hi. Hi, Savita. Hi, Kim. So, do we all have? Oh, Julianne says hi, Mr. Crafty.
Hello.
So, hi, Edith. So it's social hour. Hi, Keisha. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Jennifer. Getting your sip. We all want to get our sips on. So, hi, Elaine. Grab your sip. Got something to sip on. That's part of the rules. My events come with sips. That's how the Late Night Crafty Club first launched out of the gate, was you've got to bring something to sip. And I always ask you guys, what are you sipping on while you're waiting to join in? So, hello, Dawn. Hi, Joy. Hey, everyone. Why don't you sip in Starbucks? Sip in iced tea. I saw some hard lemonade. Share what we're all sipping. Because it's social hour. It's time for us to talk. Hi, Jen Morgan. To share in what we're doing. And guess what I have? Lemon ice watered, Edith. Excellent choice. Lots of iced teas we are sipping on. Boring water. Hey, Lee, it's not going to be boring after week 3 because we're going to be doing some fun stuff with it. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Ruth. It's what time in? I missed what you just said. What time it is and what country you're in. Hi, Lois. Hi, Jill. So, ice water with lemon. Lots of healthy sippers. Jennifer's got her wine. We have here a list of conversation starters because that's what introverts have to do. Hi, Patty Radish. We have to go on the internet and find out how one interacts at parties and social gatherings, because that's not what we do in general, right? I can't even remember the last time I would have volunteered for something like that. However, I do go to a women's event if it has a specific topic and stuff. That I'll do. And I have been known to socialize a bit. As long as I have a wingman, with me, then I feel a little safer about it. So I don't know. That's probably a very big introvert thing, is we just need to feel like we have some safety. We have a fallback. You need to have a plan too. Introverts, when they come into like a social event situation, I feel like we kind of read the room. Where can we set up camp? Which is why introverts, I also believe introverts tend to be early to things, because then you can position yourself where you'll be the most comfortable. And I always recognize that at like my workshops and stuff, that the introverts get there early and they set up where they want to be, so that you are just really comfortable and you can just like anchor yourself there.
The perimeter near the door.
You're the perimeter people. And there is no shame in that, because I have been a wallflower my whole life, and I embrace it now. I accept it. That's just who I am. Maybe I do get a little bit more braver at events because people are there to see me, so I feel more comfortable in being extroverty, which often leads you guys astray into thinking that's how I am, but it's not. But yes, we introverts, when we are called upon to socialize, we definitely come up with a plan in how we do that. We put more strategy into that, I think, than anything else we do. Is figuring out, well, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to? What's my backup plan? Who am I going with? It's a whole thing. And if any part of that plan collapses, I think that's when we go, oh, I can't go. Something just came up. We're so weird that way, but in a good way. It's just like some little fun, I don't know, personality perk of ours. And, you know, that's just how we roll. It's fun being weird now. It used to bug me, and I used to think I was strange in a negative way, but now I'm like, lots of people are like me. Now I celebrate with my introvert sisters. So I am, I don't have the bottle over here, but I am actually sipping on, what is that? You don't have to get up, honey. It's okay. I believe it is Raspberry Rush, and it's a Synergy brand. Oh, Mr. Crafty's so sweet. This is what I am drinking. I am drinking kombucha. Doesn't it look like a fresh little cocktail? It looks so sophisticated. So that is what I'm sipping in my fancy plastic glass, because we like to keep it classy here at Camp Reset. So I am going to do some little icebreakers while we are gathering. Do we all have, hi Amber Horn, Miss Little Hostess with the mostest. Do you guys all have your something to sip? And maybe you guys can craft while we are chatting, because that's perfectly acceptable. You know, introverts also have things like phones to play on while they're at a social event. Yes, we can all have our backup plan. So, okay. Michelle says she brews her own kombucha. The kombucha is not, it's not for everybody. It does have a bit of a learning curve in learning to appreciate it. It is a bit, I don't know what the right word is, sour, tart. I was, last year when we were trying to like change all of our eating habits, and one thing we were really focused on was trying to get more probiotics into our system. So, kimchi has always been like more of my big, like I go to the kimchi for that purpose, because I grew up eating it. My mom put it out on the Sunday morning breakfast table with our eggs and Spam, because my mom's Hawaiian, so that was lots of kimchi I've eaten, and I really enjoy it. But kombucha, which is another probiotic, has been a bit of a learning, it's been a bit of a learning curve, because not all of them are yummy to me. So, vinegar, thank you. It does have it, yes, that's the flavor. It has a vinegary kind of background. And I did try some vinegar, what was it? There's like a sipping vinegar, and it's made by Suva, I think is the brand. You can get it like at Safeway. And it was yummy. It was so yummy that I was like looking up recipes on how to make more of it. So this one is pretty tart, but it's called Raspberry Rush. Okay. So, yes, grapefruit is always good. Super yummy. So I see a lot of Starbucks, a lot of lot of water, lemon water. I saw a couple people sipping some wine. Wine is such an adult beverage. I have tried to like it. I have tasted a few. There's one brand that I wouldn't even say I've enjoyed it, but I got close to enjoying it. And I don't like sweet drinks. I have weaned myself off of putting any kind of sweetener in my tea, but wine's been a little harder to do. But I have noticed that there's a lot of campers who enjoy it. So lots of lemon water, lots of healthy drinkers here. Hi, Miss Cobra Jones. And Starbucks pink drink, Natalie. That stuff is really yummy, right? They had the ombre version last year that had that really pretty shading that it did. I actually kind of liked it more. It was more what's the right word? Creamy. So everyone's drinking water. Lots of water drinkers. Hey, Donna Christian, girl.
Spirit monkeys.
Spirit monkeys. So, see, and you guys we're all talking about drinking, because one way or another, we're all drinkers. Whether it's lemon water or, so you got Dr. Pepper, hot cinnamon tea. Wow, that's funny. I guess when it gets hot, well, that's not really true, because I have noticed that when it gets hot, like everyone seems to gravitate towards the cold drinks. But I noticed one thing that I won't give up even though it gets super hot, is like ramen, like a hot soup, like ramen soup. We'll still eat that, huh? Even though it's like 100 degrees out. So Earl Grey tea. That's another thing I'm trying to like, is tea, like hot tea. Another thing I truly want to like, because the packaging is so gorgeous and I just love buying it and having it, but it's harder to drink it because it just doesn't ever live up to my expectations, I guess. So you are sipping on your spa water. Crystal Light Strawberry Banana, ginger ale, blackberry favored Arbonne Energy Fizz. Kombucha is a fermented drink. It has a slight vinegary taste to it, but it's very high in probiotics. It's super trendy. It's in all the stores carry it now. Synergy is one of like the biggest brands, and it's a fermented drink. So it has tons of like all that healthy bacteria for your gut. This is a really good thing. When you keep your gut healthy, all goes well in your little system. It helps you digest and process and get all the nutrients out of your food. So you want to be feeding all your good bacteria, which is kind of gross when you think about it, but so that's why they just kind of call it probiotic, and let's not think about what that really means. So, hello from Michigan. Hi, Miss Sandra. Amy, it does sound gross. I'm not going to lie, it does. But I think that there are some brands, there are some companies that make kombucha just taste magical, and it actually is really good. But I can't speak for all of them because I have tasted some that I'm like, yeah. Rachel is having sweet tea. So when I went to the South, and I'm going to say this, I don't know if Texans consider themselves Southerners, but that's where this happened. That's where this event happened. I ordered iced tea because on the West Coast, that's what we call it, is iced tea, and I did not know that there is a differentiation when one orders tea in the South, and one must say unsweet tea. And as you can imagine, when I took my first drink, my eyeballs like a cartoon. Whoa! My eyes. It was so sweet. It was like, I felt like I was drinking syrup. So, bless your hearts, you and your sweet tea. But I am absolutely an unsweet tea girl. It was just way too much for me. So, there are so many, we're talking about some kombucha here on the side too. There are so many amazing kombucha brands out there that have the most beautiful bottles and packaging, and I'm always like wanting to try them because of that alone. But yes, we were really into it last year. Usually, like when we go to the health store to get like a grocery shopping, we'll buy one bottle and then drink it on the way home. But I noticed lately, every time I buy one, it lingers. Like I just opened this and I bought it 2 weeks ago. So, but it is yummy. This one's yummy. So, ladies, it is our social hour for those of us who've been showing up a bit late. And we're talking about getting our drink on, our sips on. We're talking about all the things we're drinking right now, which is unsweetened iced tea. That's right. That's how I roll. I am drinking my kombucha, my raspberry rush, and some of you awesome ladies have been sharing what you are drinking, which is just a fun topic because it's part of what I like to talk about in my community. What are we drinking? So I thought it would be fun to do some fun questions. They're not trivia questions, although that did cross my mind. That would be fun to do. But these are more like just like general questions, and I got them online. I thought these were fun. These were fun. These are fun. So that's what you do when you socialize, is we get to know one another, and you guys can feel free to tag each other in the comments and talk about, answer questions. What you guys share, I will try to repeat back on the show, so that really makes it a social hour and you guys all can hear each other's comments. Also, be aware that anything you miss, if you did not catch anything in the beginning, we always upload the live videos to the Media Lounge as a replay. And even in the replay, you can still contribute in the conversation, like the chat.
That's only if you replay it on Facebook.
If you replay it on, if you replay it on Facebook, you can actually add comments in the chat room even after it's no longer live. And the next person who comes along and watches it will see your sweet little comment. So these Facebook Live events are designed for you guys to be able to talk to each other, and for all of us to have a shared experience. Tonight is our one and only social hour we're having during camp, and I thought it would be like a nice little icebreaker. Before I turned the camera on, I had posted a new post in the group if you have not seen it. It is a post asking people if they need a pep talk. Do you need someone who's kind of going to be more of a buddy for you? Do you need a buddy? Do you need a camp buddy? Basically is what that comes down to. Because some people struggle a bit with getting some of their camp reset assignments done, their work and activities. Sometimes they feel they're going through things, so they're operating from a very empty cup as it is, and then what should feel like fun and all this great stuff, they can easily become overwhelmed. So there is now a post in the group. If you guys want to circle back and look at it while you are watching me, you can either volunteer to be somebody's buddy. And this is what I would say. I would say that often people will say things in the comments like, hey, I'm really struggling, I'm going through something, I would really love a friend, or this is what's happening in my life. If you're a cheerleader, just go in there and just be like, hi Sarah, I want to be your friend. Do you want to join my cabin? It's better for you to kind of be more assertive, because some women are more introverted and would don't feel comfortable doing that thing, so they might kind of sit back and go, well, here I am if anyone wants me. But I would say that if you're talking to some of our demotivated campers, this is your opportunity to just extrovert yourself and go, hey girl, let me snuggle up to you. And some of you are doing that brilliantly. But I just wanted to put that out there, because I know as an introvert it is kind of hard to kind of charge in there, but I am an encourager through and through. So, and a lot of you are, which is another thing about encouragers attract each other, because we get each other, girl, right? So that is a wonderful opportunity to kind of, if you feel up to it, maybe you have a lot on your plate, and I'm not saying that everybody has to do that. I'm saying if it is on your heart to kind of really come alongside someone and help them through really maybe just kind of checking in with them, just kind of like, you know, some of you guys are just in a really good place and you're like, hey, this is camp, it's so fun. You know, some of you are just really good at getting the party started. And to you girls, I'm saying, here's your chance to really shine your light for some girls who are just, you know, especially quite a few of our scholarship recipients who do not need to, you don't have to out yourself and say, hey, I was a scholarship recipient. Not at all. But I'm saying that sometimes people that come to us in that situation are because they're already kind of going through a struggle. So it's a lovely way of creating more meaningful connection. And to that point, I would love to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that this has become like my favorite community I have ever been part of or seen ever in the history of Evers. I understand, I get that it doesn't operate like a typical Facebook group, and a lot of you have what I would call, and I learned this from working in communications, but a lot of times we get telling tension and we just want to like burst into a Facebook group and you know, share a post, right? And I've kind of obviously I have kind of created a process in which you can't really do that the same way that you're used to. So I get that that's kind of probably a bummer on one hand, but on the other hand, the great thing about it is look at the depth of the posts that are in there. Look at the depth of conversation and sharing and connection you can have with each other. It's just, I love going into the Facebook group, and I have to tell you, I have never been a fan of Facebook. I just don't. And I think part of it is because it always feels so chaotic and it's hard. Posts constantly float up and down. It's very hard to control that. And so one of the things that I have just fallen in love with is the fact that you guys are, I truly can see, you guys are truly getting to connect with each other over this particular topic. And it's just lovely, and it's made me just absolutely see all of this in such a different way. It's made me personally want to just really increase the type of community and the type of offerings that I have, so that you guys do have a very lovely Facebook group to come to that you look forward to. It's like, ooh, what's going on in the Camp Reset group? What's going on in the Reset Place group? Because one day there will be a Reset Place Facebook group that will be the more of like the membership group that we have on the horizon one day. But just watching all of this has really taught me a lot of lessons, and it has made me just fall in love with you guys, because I get to see things from a different perspective now, and I can see that this group is having an impact, and you guys are getting to have something you didn't really get to before. And I want to be different from other groups that you participate in, and I totally get there's a learning curve. I get that, and we've tried really hard to give you we've given you guys a information kiosk on the website itself, and we've laid out all the most common questions we've been asked since we opened. We put down every common question that would be asked multiple times, so that there's all of the questions and answers. I don't have to email anyone. I don't have to ask. I can just go right there and skim through, and there's stuff I didn't even think about, but boy, I'm glad I know it now. So part of it is just a matter of us, all of us, getting used to this new normal, because when we roll out winter camp again, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to have this beautifully organized Facebook group where the counselors can come in and say, hey, here's this little conversation topic I want to introduce to you guys, discuss among yourselves. Hey, here's this other great little topic, discuss among yourselves. That I think is it's awesome. And you guys are kind of like guests at the party. You know, you can kind of come and go, I want to sit at this table and chat about this, and I'm going to move over here and talk about this. And really, there's not that many posts in the group, so you can scroll through all the way to the end and be done. I mean, when is the last time you guys got to be in a Facebook group where you could do that? Scroll through all of the topics in just a matter of minutes and be done. So it does, I understand that Facebook does put things in different like orders of stuff, but at the end of the day, it still doesn't take a lot of time to scroll through to the bottom, and you can kind of see all the good stuff. And yes, ladies, I did on the information kiosk, which I mentioned today in a post, which is in there. It's a big blue sky with the information kiosk, reminding you guys to take advantage of something just happened. It says trying to reconnect. My connection. We will let you know if your connection improves and you can start broadcasting live in the same video. That's not good.
Okay. Maybe you're still on there. I still show you over here.
Okay. I just got a notification on our phone that said that it wasn't recording any longer, so I stopped talking. So sorry about that. Okay, so Jennifer says that they can still hear and see me, so.
Yeah, I see you over here.
Okay. Cobra says 32 pound is going to be in your stockpile. For those of you who did not experience 32 pound paper before until Camp Reset, you're welcome. I have just transformed your lives. I'm telling you that 32 pound paper is one of the most delicious paper types ever. And if you had to get 28 pound because they didn't have 32 pound, that's okay. 28 pound still has a kind of a lush surface to it, but it is slightly thinner. I just bought some yesterday, so there's no shame in 28 pound. It will get the job done. It has a little, it's a little bit thinner, so maybe you'll see a little bit of more shadowing when you stamp or something, but I actually use 28 also to print certain things on, like all of my images that I do for my vision boards and stuff. That's the paper I use. 32 pound is great for like writing on and printing. Like some of the printables I'll print on 32 pound just because it's like it's more lush. So I'm so glad that you guys got to experience it. It definitely is a specialer. It's specialer. That was the kombucha talking. It's definitely a more special type of paper. Okay, so I have a feeling that our social hour is going to go over an hour because I'm just yapping away. And so anyway, what we've discussed so far is we've had our whole conversation about SIPs. We have talked about the Facebook group, and I'm so glad that you guys are loving it. That's music to my eyeballs because honestly, that's going to become the new normal for the Reset Girl because it is just awesome to me. And this has been hi Miss Kelly Bangs. This has just been a fantastic experience altogether because the Facebook group is different. It's improved and stepped up from last year, and then we have the whole website, you know, where you can always log on to and just get all your content. And I would encourage you, if you have not done it, click everything, touch every button, touch every, push every, I can't think of the word, video player, and so that you can familiarize yourself with everything. Every button, click it. And when you get down to the bottom and you see your mailboxes, you'll click week 1 and then come to your week 1 content. Click all of that. Because the more you guys explore your campers, you should be exploring, you will find yourself feeling a little less frustrated about finding things or knowing where things are because it's all spelled out for you. And Gina says they need a dictionary of Koreisms. Yeah, I say a lot of things that I'm like, why did I just say that? That came out wrong. Yes, Elaine, this is week 1. We are in week 1, so we are in our setup week right now. So familiarizing yourself with the website is the whole point of this week. That's part of camp, is knowing where all of that is, knowing where all your, getting your printables done, getting them all nice and organized so that you can easily do assignments. Because as we go along and start talking about other topics, then you will be set up for success. You'll have all of these things taken care of, and then you can start having the fun stuff, right? Because right now it's kind of been a little bit more work, having to go to the office supply store, having to do some shopping, having to get things set up. It's been more work. Some of us didn't start out with nice, clean houses and everything all organized. So some of us had to kind of like create space and serenity in our home in order to have camp. So, and some of us are still ordering our supplies. So those of you who haven't gotten your handbook printed or any of those things, it's totally fine. This is, you have a whole week to just be easy peasy, just getting it all done. That's what this whole week was for. And we're not in a race. Nobody's behind. No, we leave no camper behind. That was the whole entire reason, so that you guys could just have more time to process, get used to the website, and get things printed. And we tried to make all that printing stuff as simple as possible, which I talked about in my last live video. If you haven't seen it, you can find it in the Media Lounge. How many of you guys have gone to the Media Lounge by a show of, let's say, hearts? Heart me and like me to show me how many of you guys have gone. Yeah, hearts, thumbs up, I'll take both. And how many of you guys have gone to the Media Lounge? How many Media Lounge girls have we gotten so far? Because there are some crazy good playlists in there. I put a relaxation playlist in there, which I listen to every day. There's a Faithful for my faithful girls with beautiful worship music that's just like played on a piano. It's so relaxing. There are nature sounds. There is a crazy good dance party if you were feeling like, you know what I would say? Start your morning off with one song from the dance party list. You know what I mean? Like when you, just to get your blood going, and like, it's a great day at Camp Reset. Get your little party going. Solo dance party. I think when you start off doing something that puts you in a good mood, it's just, I don't know, doesn't it make it easier to face all the other stuff you have to do? But it's fun. That's what Camp Reset's for. We're supposed to be having fun and reminding ourselves what it's like to have fun. You know, before we got, you know, became grown-ups and got married and had responsibilities and children. All that stuff. So it has been super delightful watching you guys. It's like watching a bunch of grown women be 12-year-olds. And it just is awesome, because that's the whole point. We are doing something that's using our imagination. It's making us feel youthful and young. We're getting giddy. We probably sound a little nutty to people in real life who know us, but it's like, who cares? Because my sisters online will totally get me. And that's what's so great, is we're all having this wonderful shared experience all around the globe. So that is the truth, Gina. Adulting is hard and often no fun. So this is definitely something that has been designed to just re-energize your imagination, and that often leads to more increased creativity. So we have a lot of more fun. Yay! Jill got herself one of the Claire's lip glosses. So we have a lot of really super fun stuff ahead of us. We're going to be having movie night next week and all that good stuff. We're going to be, this Friday we'll be having our first late night crafty club, and we're going to be doing our vision board pages. So if you have gotten some of your homework out of the way, this would be a really great time to start collecting images you want to use. I'm going to make my vision board pages that I'm really excited to make. Is I want to do one about this is what self-care looks like. I want to do one about the new me. I get really motivated about my health and making good choices when I can visually see what I want to, like, what kind of clothes I want to buy. What do I want to look like? That's really motivating to me. It's a really great way of like building in a way to help you not cheat or make good decisions. So yay, Chris, I'm glad you love the Media Lounge. So this Friday for our late night crafty, we're going to be doing our vision board pages, which you guys have in your handbook. They are all set up for you, and they even have prompts, which you are more than welcome to change if you don't love it, but that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get our questions on. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and you guys tell me your answers in the comments, and I will kind of report back for the purpose of the video. So my first question is, What's the craziest thing you have ever done? And I would say my answer is the craziest thing I've ever done is I jumped out of a plane on my 37th birthday because I wanted to set a bar for myself of picking something super, super scary so that from that point forward in my life, if I ever got fearful about doing something, I could say, Corey, you jumped out of an airplane. You can do this. And it worked. It worked. I've used that coaching technique on myself multiple times. So Paula said, I emailed Corey's speaker and told her I wanted to have a cruise.
I remember that day.
Paula, I agree. Because, girl, you sounded crazy. Okay, you guys are going so fast. Nothing crazy from me other than getting married. Well, yes. A Star Trek cruise. Cashed in my 401k. Mark, I need help. Oh my gosh, I can't read as fast as you guys are going. You were in a barroom brawl. Oh, wow. Went parasailing with my granddaughter. Nude beach in St. Martin. Michelle. Quit one job without having another. Michelle, girl, I hear you. Went to nursing school. Sat on Santa's lap. That is super fun to do, especially when you're a grown-up girl. Got on a plane by myself and went to Kansas for a 5-day retreat with Corey and Shauna. That would be me. Worked on camera in a doctor office while waiting. Nice. Took equestrian jumping classes. Quit my job and ran out the door. Me too. I had that experience too. It was one time only, but it was amazing. Retired at age 46. Congratulations. Moved across the country. Nothing PG here, sorry. Wow. Climbed Mount Rainier. Excellent. Got married super young and had my babies very young. Took this job and shoved it. Sometimes it needs to be done. Took flying lessons. Wore a bright blue wig. Kissed Billy Idol. Wow. Moved across the country with 2 kids and hubby. Drove the whole way to a place sight unseen. That's being adventurous. Married your second husband. Put a giant turtle in a wheel. Quit my job in New York City. Bought an RV. Moved from SoCal to Texas. Started graduate school. Moved to another country. Drove from Boston by myself for a retreat. Quit teaching after 10 years and now sell paper. Gina. Introvert me. Right, I'm so sorry, I can't read it as fast as you guys are going. Designed my fashion label and had a fashion parade. Hello from Arizona. Hi. Hi from Arizona. Bought a house. Sight unseen. That is very brave. Zip lining and indoor skydiving. You climbed to the top of Yosemite. Congratulations. That is quite a view. Had a date with, met my husband online and moved from New York to Florida. Me too. Well, not the New York to Florida, but. So does that mean that you have like a New York accent? I've always been meaning to ask you that, Damaris. Went to Israel by yourself. Jody, that's awesome. That would be hard to do by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were part of a tour or something, or did you go completely solo? Patty says you meditated with wolves. So were the wolves meditating with you? or were they just kind of like in the group? I would love to know more about that. Took your bra off and hung it on the car antenna while on the freeway. Laura, I'm shocked. Got a tattoo in Hawaii. Me too. I did too. Just a few years ago. Me and my mom and my daughter all got our Hawaiian name tattooed on our bodies. Yes, when you get mad, you're NY Rican? Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is about Puerto Ricans when they speak Spanish, but it is like especially fast, and it's like, it's different to me than, because I have a Mexican family that also speaks Spanish, obviously, but it just sounds different to me, the type of way you pronounce things or the speed of it. I'm not sure what it is. You married a Scotsman, got kicked out of class for dancing on the tables. Jenny. Oh yeah, drove back to B&B from the beach with only towels around our, oh, hello. Finally figured out how to get in. Yay, Jen! Welcome to the live event. Natalie, you married your second husband. He's a little younger than you. Married your high school sweetheart. Jennifer, that's so sweet. I actually have seen quite a few women in the community who've said they've married their high school sweethearts. I just think that's so adorable. I just love that. I wish I could. I didn't have high school sweetheart, but that always touches my heart when I see people have said that. Okay, you went to the top of the World Trade Center. Okay, so introvert, you booked and attended Sheila's Color all by myself. Yay! Okay, here's the next question, girls. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you could have only one item, okay, I know we've all seen a version of this before. I want you to think about it before you just answer. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only have one item, just one, what would it be?
An airplane.
Mr. Crafty just said an airplane. Mr. Logic. Deborah says my Bible. And I always think about stuff like this. I think, like, do I go with something that's about survival? Do I go with something that's about comfort? It's so hard. When you have, like, down to one item, Anne says a pillow. You're a creature of comfort. Elaine says my Bible. Well, you know what? If we were on a deserted island with a Bible, we'd have absolutely no excuse to not read it over and over again. Clover says chocolate. Yeah, does your entire craft room count as one thing? Is there, chapstick. See, I thought of that too. That did cross my mind. Matches. You're going to join the Bible camp. Yeah, I think a lot of us would say the Bible. A self-charging e-reader. So Joy says sunscreen. And you know what, Joy, you do. You are a very light-skinned little freckled girl. Much similar to myself. I agree that sunscreen would probably be a really good idea. I think I'm going to join you on that. I'm going to say sunscreen because I've had some serious sunburns and that have led to skin cancer. So I'm joining. Who's with us on the sunscreen girls over here? I missed that one. Book of encouragement, a towel, Bible so you'd never feel lonely, your iPad with all your magazines downloaded. Chrissy says chapstick, my stuffed baby kitty that I sleep with, my Bible, but then you'd also need your glasses. You would need an air conditioner, girl, right? Me too. You'd take someone who was a survivalist. That would probably be smart. Agreed. Sunscreen for sure. Okay, there's all of our sunscreen girls. Aquaman, my 80s music, MacGyver, right? Wouldn't MacGyver be like the ideal person to be on a deserted island with? Good night, Paula. Leaving the party early. Sunscreen. A functional iPhone. Sunscreen. Laura says taco fixins. Okay, so toilet paper. Endless supply of fresh water. Would like your journal, but then you need a pen. First aid kit, fishing pole. What is Bear Grill? What is that? Bear Grill?
I don't know.
Crystal, what does that mean? Was in the media lounge? Norma, were you listening to music? Were you getting your dance on in there? Michelle says a flint for making fire. A boat to go to the mainland. A working RV. Big can of bug spray. Sunscreen. Has a survival guy. A hammock. Oh, it's the name of a guy. I gotcha. A solar powered RV. Good job, Miss Kelly. The little pocket. Oh, darn it. I'm sorry. Hammer to open the coconuts. He's a survivalist. No wonder I couldn't pronounce that last name. That didn't look like I was like, maybe that's a typo. Okay. Next question. What is one... Okay. All right. I'm going to ask this question, but I'm going to word it a little differently. So, what's one thing, not person, not an object, what's one thing you couldn't live without? You just couldn't do it. Now, I thought about that, and I decided that what I could not live without is a toothbrush. I could...
Wow.
Yes! Come on now, that's just being practical.
Well, now I know what to get you for next birthday.
Mr. Crafty's going to get me a case of toothbrushes for my birthday. Yes, I'm going to go with, Jennifer says her planner, but coffee. I bet you, Sarah, a lot of you guys are going to say coffee. Kelly says her Mac. Well, good thing that benefits me. Kat says books. Janet says water. Janet, you don't have to go water. Let's just assume that anything we would need to keep ourselves alive would be at our disposal. This would just be like, let's just pretend it's like this nice thing, this nicety. It's not a requirement of life. So maybe you want to think of a different answer. Or you could go like really fancy water. Skin, chapstick, toothbrush. See, that's right, girl. Toothbrushes. That's practical. Because in your teeth, I don't know. I just think exactly. I couldn't go without brushing my teeth.
I'm going my computer.
Mark's going with his computer. And I guess ditching his toothbrush, so there'll be a lot less kissing. No people. There's no people or pets. This is just like things, just objects. Like, what would be that thing? And I assume like the point of this question is really to make you think about like what is your most like creature comfort besides what we just need to survive, and you can't pick a person or an animal. I'm making this question harder. You got to pick something that's an object.
Does your spirit monkey count?
Do spirit monkeys count? Mr. Crafty wants to know. Dana says she can't live without AC in Texas. And girl, I don't blame you. That place is like the sun. Your crafting stuff, comb and brush. Okay, so here we go. Have you ever met anyone famous? How many of you have met somebody famous?
Keisha said I can use your toothbrush.
Oh. Yeah, honey, I love you dearly, but I don't know if I would let you use my toothbrush. There's just boundaries, people. Okay, so my question is, have you ever met anyone famous? Marianne says Tom Jones. Taylor Hicks. Jakarta says, I met Kevin Hart. Rich Little. Ted Kennedy. The members of Lady Antebellum, the rock group. Red Skelton. Eartha Kitt and Donna Summers. George Strait, Keith Urban. Ricky Lake, Don Johnson. Corey Spielberg. Who's that? Billy Idol. Christian singers. Judith Jameson. Jason Aldean. George Strait. Boyz II Men. T-Pain. George Clooney. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Wayne Morris. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Ray Stevens. Nelson Brothers. Martha. I'm not sure how to say that last name. Randy Travis. Tony Parker. Jimmy Stewart. Hulk Hogan. Chris Sullivan. Patrick Duffy. Chip Taylor. Kenny Rogers. Daryl Hall. John Oates. Jonathan and Drew Scott. Richard Marx. Jim Brickman. It's very interesting to see how famous people just kind of meander through our lives. James Gandolfi. Denzel Washington. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Richard Hatch. You met Guns N' Roses in the 80s. You touched Sean Cassidy's hand. I remember when I was a little kid, Sean Cassidy was the guy, and all my babysitters had like posters of him all over their bedrooms. Oh, John, you're so sweet. You met Corey Speaker. James Earl Jones, Norman Reedus, with the bow, Guy Lombardi, Lily Tomlin, Jeff Bridges, Derek Decker, Bobby Sherman, President Ford. Isn't that interesting? Would you guys have thought that we've met so many different people? Michael Phelps, Jack Black, Meryl Streep, Denzel and Oprah, David Cassidy, Joan Jett. I think that's really cool. I didn't expect that many answers. Donny Osmond, Sean Cassidy. Oh, you had Sean Cassidy painted on your leg. on your cast. Vice President Al Gore, Penn and Teller, David Carradine, Elvis Presley, George Jones, but he didn't show up. Bummer. You went to school with one of the Disney Channel actors, critters of the Veggie Tales. Okay, so I had a job once where I worked in NASCAR, the one down in Southern California, and their big initiative was getting more celebrities to the track. So I was the assistant to the president at the time, so that meant that I got like full-on access to a lot of different celebrities, which was really weird to me, especially being an introvert. So I met Ashton Kutcher. I met Tommy Lasorda. Who's the guy? John Elway. I met all of the Wayans brothers, the entire cast of Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, this one actor, I can't remember his name now, but he was actually my favorite person that I got to meet. Jason Mraz, Josh Duhamel. There's like a lot of people that went to the track to go like race around in the cars and stuff, and they'd always have celebrities come, so it was really weird. And Kim Kardashian, before she like got all famous, she came with a kid from a television show, and so it was kind of weird. And I'm having to like really focus and like make sure everyone's signing all their like legal documents while I'm trying and they're all like trying to get out of there and get on to having fun, and I was sort of like the girl that they had to go talk to, so very very interesting. Let's see here. When you were a kid, what one movie, just name one, what one movie did you watch constantly?
William Fichtner.
Thank you. William Fichtner. That was the actor I met. That was so cool. When you were a kid, what movie did you watch constantly? One movie. Just one movie. Dumbo, Crybaby. My daughter just answered Monster Squad, and that's true. Monster Squad, Mama. I've watched that movie a lot. Wizard of Oz, Drop Dead Fred. I love that movie. Grease 2. Oh my gosh, Cobra, I so love that movie. Dirty Dancing, The Wizard of Oz, Mannequin, Adventures in Babysitting. That was such a cute movie. Willy Wonka, The Long Long Trailer, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, The Sound of Music, right after that. Help, it was a movie with the Beatles. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, the original Pete's Dragon. They made another Pete's Dragon. You never watched much TV. Sound of Music, Parent Trap, Flight of the Navigator, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. When I was a kid, like cable TV came on like when I was like 12. Like we were one of the first families to have like real cable TV, and I remember that at that time it like would air the same movies over and over again. So I did get to see stuff that way, and it took a while. Like by the time I was in high school, we finally had VHS and all that stuff. But for me, the movie that I saw like all the time and I loved it was The Outsiders. Come on, my Gen X girls. How many of you guys were obsessed with that movie? It was like the first movie with like all the yummy actors in it. I had such a huge crush on C. Thomas Howell. Grease 2. Wizard of Oz, Neverending Story. I saw a lot of hearts on that one. How could you not love The Outsiders if you were a Gen X girl? That was like the first movie where we got to be like, woo, who do we pick? There was so many good looking guys in it. The Karate Kid, loved that movie. Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, The Breakfast Club, The Wizard of Oz. A lot of you guys are saying Wizard of Oz. That's very interesting. Amy, you must watch the original. I don't know if there's a remake. I hope not. But The Outsiders. It is such a good movie. It's based on a book. The Breakfast Club. Mary Poppins. Love The Outsiders. It was such a good book. She wrote, I can't remember, S.E. Hinton. She wrote some really good books. And that was one of them. Mommy Dearest. Oh my gosh, Amy, I love Mommy Dearest. I was like, it's a hard movie to watch though. She's super mean, but I love that movie. Lots of Wizard of Oz girls in here. Do you remember back in the day when Wizard of Oz came on like once a year on TV? And I don't remember like what season, if it was like around Easter time or when they did it, but it came on once a year and you could watch it. Isn't that weird to think that's how we grew up with TV? It was like these things you could just see once in a while when they decided you could see it. The first Indiana Jones, Goonies. Okay. To Kill a Mockingbird. Okay. Okay, here we go. If you could have an all expenses paid trip to see any famous world monument, which monument would you choose? If you could have an all expenses paid trip to see any famous world monument, which monument would you choose? And now that I've just said that, I'm trying to think, what would I pick? I've gotten to see some of the ones that I really wanted to see. I don't know, part of me thinks it would be kind of cool to see the Eiffel Tower in real life, but I don't speak French nor have any, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's where I would want to pick though. I'm going to say the Colosseum. That would be the world, and I guess that's a monument, right? Yeah, the Colosseum. I got really close to it, but I didn't get to actually see it. And so I bet a lot of you guys are going to say Mount Rushmore. That's a good one. The pyramids, Great Wall of China, Eiffel Tower, pyramids, Eiffel Tower. See, I would say pyramids, but I think it's just going to be hot. So flippin' hot no matter what time of the year you go, that I just feel like it's gonna be just miserable to see it. Leaning Tower, the Sydney Opera House, the Praying Wall in Jerusalem, the Eiffel Tower, something Scotland, Stonehenge. Susan, I got to see that. It was really cool. It was before they put the whole little thing around it, so you could actually go up and actually touch the rocks. It's crazy. Now they have the thing around it. My daughter says definitely the pyramids, the Colosseum, Eiffel Tower, anywhere in the Holy Land, the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower. I figured there'd be a lot of Eiffel Tower girls in here because it is just such a, I don't know, there's something so iconic about it. I'm surprised I'm not seeing like the world, like the Empire State Building. I think that's kind of monumenty. I'm going to say that it is. I mean, not really in the true sense of a monument, but you know, I think in our culture, it is. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The Sydney Opera House. And because, you know what, it's very iconic when you think of, when everyone ever thinks about seeing Sydney, they always picture that building because that's kind of like how we see it, like New York City and the Statue of Liberty. I feel like that's kind of that thing that you see. And Old Faithful at Yellowstone, the Barney Stone. Is it Barney Stone or Blarney Stone? Why am I thinking that? The pyramids. Am I wrong? Is it the Blarney Stone?
I've always heard Blarney, but I've never looked it up.
But the White House, Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building. Okay. I know, I would take it out. You know what? Before I would go outside the country, I'd want to see all the monuments here in our country because I know there's just so many I haven't seen yet that would be so cool. And good thing that we have an RV. Maybe one day we'll get to do that. Aside from TV or reading, okay, aside from TV and reading, what's your favorite indoor activity? And I sort of feel like I know the answer to this one, but maybe you guys will surprise me. Aside from TV or reading, what's your favorite indoor activity? It's Blarney. You just went to Ireland in May. I'm so jealous. I hope to see, I really hope to see Ireland one day. That's definitely on my list. Journaling. There's my first answer. Diane says journaling, dancing, drawing and painting, board games and puzzles, paper crafting. Just what I would imagine that most of us would probably say. But aside from TV and reading, is there anything else? Doodling, crafting and napping, paper crafting, jazz bath. scrapbooking, paper crafting and painting, crafting, sleeping. What's your favorite indoor activity? Planning with all my craft supplies, chilling with my daughter, crocheting, writing, saddle making and leatherworking. Interesting, Miss Emily. Making dashboards and sewing, crafting, hula hooping, quilting. I used to do that when I was a little kid because I was in a Hawaiian dance troupe, a halau, and they made us practice with the hula hoop. I could not do it now to save my soul. I have one of those hula hoops too, the really cool ones that girls dance with. I decided to buy myself one of those, and I can't make it work. Playing with your fur babies, sewing and paper crafting, cooking and eating, sleeping. Yep, since I took reading out of the running. Video games. Me too! I would say right now I'm obsessed with video games. Just this one game that shall not be named, but I am. Every night I'm like, I'm playing it. And it's like, it's a total guy game. I'm really shocked at myself. My little 9-year-old nephew introduced it to me. And, yeah, that's all I can tell you. But, napping, baking and crafting, card making. I would say that is probably really common in our community. I would be surprised if it wasn't. Okay, here's kind of a tough question. If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, which would it be? If you could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of your life, what would it be? And this is my prediction. My prediction is I'm going to see a ton of Chick-fil-A answers. Hi, Tracy Claiborne. That's my prediction, is that I'm going to see a bunch of Chick-fil-A because I feel like there's just super Chick-fil-A fans. But if you could eat only at one restaurant for the rest of your life, which would it be? And Tracy, I'm sure you have an answer here. India Palace. I saw, Red Lobster, Ben and Jerry's, the local diner, Whataburger, Ruth Chris, Mexican, Jalisco's, Chuy's. Is that how you say it, Chuy's? Did we eat there? Did you take me there? Or was that the place we didn't get to go eat at? Red Lobster, Salad Makers, Cheesecake Factory, your favorite Thai restaurant in Lodi. Which restaurant is this? Because Lodi is not very far from where I am right now. Thai chili, Panera. Oh, they didn't have vegetarian. Darn it. Cheesecake Factory. Oh, I couldn't. Okay, can you do that one more time? The Thai restaurant? Because I missed it. I didn't realize that was the answer. Champion, Rosita's, Sushi Miso, Sizzler, Iguana Joe's, Cracker Barrel. You're home. Your husband's an awesome chef. That's awesome. Bellagio Buffet in Las Vegas. They do have a good buffet. Carlo and Johnny's, Martin's, The Big Biscuit, Chili's, Champion. Oh, Champion. Off Turner, I believe, Lodi. That's in Lodi too, huh? That's not the Thai place. I'm looking for the Thai restaurant. I keep missing it. Cracker Barrel. I know, right? I forgot about Cracker Barrel too, and that place is everywhere. Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse. I would love to eat at a Gordon Ramsay restaurant. I love Gordon Ramsay. I'm tempted to just order that masterclass that he has available. YouTube is always advertising the masterclass series, even though I don't really totally cook a lot. That's the Thai place, Champion. Okay, thank you. Look, I'm writing it down. So it would be cool to eat at one of Gordon Ramsay's actual restaurants. Cotton Patch, P.F. Chang's, Puffy Taco. That's a cute name, Puffy Taco. Did you watch Did you watch his masterclass? Because just the way that they set up the promotion for it was amazing. It looked really interesting. I know, right? I'm hungry too. Actually, it is dinner time. What are we gonna eat for dinner?
Good question.
Okay, get on that. Okay.
My wife's cooking.
All right, next one. I know, right? We're all gonna have to run to the mess hall. Okay, so that's interesting. I might have to get that because he just talks like just very, nicely. It's not for TV like he's yelling at anybody or anything. I just thought it looked really interesting. Okay, what would you consider to be the most incredible job in the world? What would you consider to be the most incredible job in the world? And I'm going to say my job that I would just die to have, it would be my most favorite job, is I want to be a philanthropist. I think that would be such an awesome job. Don't you think so?
It would be.
It'd be incredible. And hometown buffet. Okay, so we're switching over to our new question. Stand-up comedian. A teacher, of course. Where's all the teachers at? They're like, hey, what about us? So tell me what you consider to be the most incredible job in the world. So traveling photographer, teacher if it paid better, right? Being a mother, graphic artist, a reclusive novel writer, owning a craft store, always wanted to be a writer, to be a mom, being a mom, and a delivery nurse. Yay! I've seen a couple people say philanthropy. Let's all be philanthropists. Wouldn't that be fun? Archaeologist, working on a ship, being paid to travel and eat awesome food, being an author, stay-at-home mom, full-time planner girl, traveling, TV show host, being a preschool teacher. Oh, Christy, they're probably so wonderful when they're in preschool. They're all just like so new, and they're just like everything's new to them and fun. Author, girl boss, working for a nonprofit, an actress when it gets paid. Homeschooling mom, to be a mom, bookstore owner, hairstylist and makeup artist, being a mom, a mortician, philanthropy, owning a dog rescue and doggy daycare, professional something, I missed it, therapeutic yoga and holistic fitness, pet sitter, life coach, professional singer, preschooler teacher, health coach, being the researcher that cured cancer. That's awesome. Good answer. I'm sorry, I missed two of them right there. I gotta stay on top of this. Animal sanctuary, something. Having a craft retreat place, agreed. Animal rescue, forensic pathologist, baby snuggler. Barbara, I'm in. I've thought of that. I'm like, what if I just went? Do they even take volunteers anymore to go snuggle babies? That used to be a thing. I don't know if it is now with all of the security issues that people have, but I would just love to go snuggle up some babies. Craft instructor, another snuggle babies. So for those of you who work in hospitals, could you tell me if that is true or not? Maybe I'm wrong. A doggy snuggler, museum exhibit designer, a camping host. The people that go around like live in RVs and stuff, like a lot of them do that when they're retired. They go be a host at campsites, and you just get your space for free, and you're just parked there to answer questions and help people, provide firewood. So it's a hi Shauna. Mwah! Okay, an affordable art studio. Okay, so my next question is, what is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to people? What is your biggest pet peeve when it comes to people? I will share something that is one of my pet peeves. Thank you, Michelle, for that answer. So I know this sounds silly, but I have such a pet peeve when you're like driving and you'll stop and like let someone come in, like turn into the lane with you. You'll like stop for them and let them do that. And they don't even give you the little polite wave. Like, thank you. I don't know why that bugs me. My mom taught me that when I was a little kid. I saw her do that in the, in her rearview mirror. I was like, why are you doing that? And she said, because you always say thank you when someone lets you in. And so I just have that in my head. And to this day, when I see people that you'll sit there and go out of your way, sometimes I will sit there and wait and let them go and just be super gracious, and they won't even acknowledge you. That's a pet peeve of mine. I know. I've just shown you guys my dark side. But so people that are rude to someone trying to help you, talking with food in their mouth, rude people, no one waves in California, rude, standing too close to me, and stupidity. People with no manners, people that say like all the time, loud chewing, having to wait for someone. They know you're coming and they keep you waiting. Judgmental people that believe they're so perfect. People who eat with their mouth open. Manners. I'm huge on please and thank you. Me too. But others do not follow through on what they said they would do. I'm I'm guilty of that, Cobra. I know I do that. People ignoring text messages. Oh, that would be me too. But not on purpose. My phone is horrible now. It takes the little message thing off, so I don't even know I have a new message. And then I'll go to like message that person, and here's just like weeks old message that they sent me. I'm like, ah. So I am the rudest texter now. The people with bad breath, piling the garbage rather than taking it out. People that don't wash their hands from the restroom. Gross. People who disrespect elders and children. People who don't control their kids in public. People who don't put shopping carts away in the stall. I hate it when people stand right in front of me. People with no sense of personal boundaries. People who can't be accountable for their actions. People who think rules don't apply to them. People who say one thing and do another. When people say, how are you, but don't actually care. It's
That's 98% of America.
It's so funny how when people, like, we pass each other and we just, like, say hi, and people have that natural tendency of saying, how you doing? They don't really want to know how you're doing. It's just this weird way of saying hello here in America. I wonder how many foreigners get caught up on that. They're like, hey, they didn't really ask me that question. It was just a way of saying hello. Taking up 2 parking spaces. Jill, agreed. Not handicapped people parking handicapped spaces. Agreed. People who don't listen, not having good manners. People who hurt animals. Agreed. People who judge you immediately instead of getting all the info. Wow, we have a lot of pet peeves in this group. Hypocrisy. Want the space I'm in, but won't let me out of it first. People who talk over you. Littering. Oh man, yeah. Agreed. I think we can all agree these are good pet peeves. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's one of my last questions. So I'm going to change it from the way it originally was written. So if you could go out and have a drink with any historical figure, okay, any historical figure, you guys are just going to go out and have a nice little glass of wine, just whatever, but you're going to go out with any historical figure, who would it be? Who would it be? And I'll just sweeten the deal on this. I'll say it could be someone who is no longer alive or someone who is, okay? So Edith says, and we wonder why we're introverts. So if you could go out and have a drink with any historical figure, living or not, who would it be? Who would be this one person that you can go out and just sit down, have a drink with, and talk to, and you could, anything. Mark Twain, Susan B. Anthony, Jesus. It'd probably be wine you'd be drinking. Billy Graham, without the wine. Because he was a Baptist, right? I think that's one of the thou shalt not do things. Elvis Presley. I saw Jesus, the Savior. I think a lot of us would probably say Jesus. I missed that one answer. President Obama or Oprah. Christopher Columbus, Benjamin Franklin. What is wrong with me? Mother Teresa, the Blessed Mother. Philosopher Bertrand Russell, Abe Lincoln, Jesus, Mozart. Interesting choice. Wouldn't that be so interesting? Like, think about that for a second. Sitting across this famous person that you've read about your whole life in history books, that you grew up learning in class about this famous person that we talk about, and we, like Benjamin Franklin, we enjoy so much of his inventions to this day. Wouldn't that be so crazy to be sitting across the table from him? He would probably have no idea the impact he'd made on our lives. Queen Elizabeth, I missed one of them. Lucille Ball, Jesus with wine, he made it after all, true that. Maya Angelou, Leonardo da Vinci, Ronald Reagan, Jesus, Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, Harriet Tubman, Mary Ann. Oh, sorry, that was sorry, Mary Ann Miller. Susan Branch. Oh yeah, Tracy. She's the one that does the little hand coloring illustrations and stuff. Mother Teresa, Thurgood Marshall, Frida Kahlo. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm a terrible pronouncer, you guys. Betty White, Kahlo. Thank you, Frida Kahlo. Princess Diana, Vincent Van Gogh, J.K. Rowling. This is kind of fun. This is like a gamut of things I would not have guessed. Noah. I would love to hear a story of how he built the ark. Honestly, I'd like to know how Noah got that done with all of his neighbors watching him. You know, think about how we are and how we don't want the neighbors to think badly of us. Like, he had to do that in his front yard, in front of the neighborhood. So, you would love to sit with with the first woman ever, Eve, and you'd be like, just kidding. Gilda Radner, Abraham Lincoln. Well, we have some good suggestions here, huh? Eric Church, Esther, Corey Speaker. Thanks, Tracy. Phil Hartman, King Tut. Interesting. You. That would be me. Thanks, Leslie. Oprah Winfrey. Okay, so I think we're dying down on that one. Queen Esther, John the Baptist. Okay. All right. Last question, because we are closing up. It's closing time. We're getting close to the end of social hour. So the last question of the evening is, what is your spirit animal? What is your spirit animal? And Joy, mwah, you're so sweet. Okay, so I'm not gonna pretend that I know exactly how all the spirit animal conversations came up, but I think basically, what animal do you relate to? Let's just say that. What animal do you relate to in terms of their behavior, what they symbolize, what they are, who they are? Who is your spirit animal? The white tiger, the lion, the owl, the whale,
Turtle.
the dolphin. That is exactly what I would say, Mark.
That's what I was gonna say.
Me and Mr. Crafty just said the same thing. Tiger. Oh, I missed somebody's. A pug, rabbit, German shepherd, a narwhal, a ball python, lot bunny, a tiger, a bumblebee, a hawk, a horse, a unicorn, Tracy. The chubby unicorn of the sea. Yes, the narwhal. Zebra. Turtles. Donna, that's what we said. Me and Mr. Crafty both said turtle. Alpaca. Gray wolf. Rabbit. But cobra, honestly, rabbit, that's what you feel? Because when I don't know. You're such a glamorous person to me. And I'm not sure I feel rabbit. I feel like you need to be something like that's more, I don't know, sleek, I guess. I'm not sure what the right word is there. Is there a quiz where you can find out who your spirit animal is? Octopus, otter, a white spotted fawn, owls. Honestly, though, the one that my official answer that I was going to say, even though turtle is the first one that came into my mind, is cat. Sorry, I'm just answering what's on here. A lion, tiger, shark. You're misunderstood. Unicorn. One of the, I think the one that popped into my head because of being identifying so strongly as an introvert is the ostrich. I think for me, an ostrich is one that I identify with a lot. A horse, kitten, mermaid, tiger. Oh, so there's many quizzes out there where you can find out what it is. I'm just picking something that I just think. I didn't take a test. You pictured me as an owl girl. I know, with my little glasses. Woo-hoo. Phoenix, snow leopard, house cat, owl. You know, owls are pretty introverted, aren't they? They just totally hang out by themselves. They sit up in their tree, looking down, judging everybody with their, I don't know. Don't they seem kind of judgy? Koala bear. a rabbit, a raccoon, a trash panda. You can look on BuzzFeed for spirit animal management. Hammy from Over the Hedge, flamingo, kitten. I don't think Jesus was the answer to this question, but it was the one from before. Fox turtle. Yes, they are wise, not judgy. Owls is what we were talking about. Any fellow penguins out there? Jakarta wants to know. Hedgehogs, ostrich. Yes, ostrich. A golden retriever, sweetest dogs ever. My Little Pony. No panda bear. A sloth. Yes, I hear you on that one. Okay. Woo, girls. It's all hot up in here in this social hour.
AC's off.
The air conditioner has been turned off, so I'm like, oh. So, but I turn it off for you guys so that you don't have to hear it in the background causing a bunch of noise. So we are so grateful for all of you guys showing up for our social hour and having our fun little questions. And I've gotten to learn so much more about you guys. And apparently we've met a lot of famous people. We know who we would go have a drink with and what our spirit animals are. It's been super fun. So just to remind everybody who did not start off with us in the beginning, just a reminder that Friday, yes, Jen Barber, thank you for that safety tip. I'm sitting too close to the campfire. Woo! Yes, I am. But this Friday, we're going to be doing the Late Night Crafty Club at 6 p.m. PST. If you have a struggle with knowing the time conversions, you can go on the information kiosk on the website, and one of the questions on there is, how do I know what time your show plays where I live? And I've put a little line in there, like a little link that you can click and enter your time and see my time. And then you'll know what time to show up. So Late Night Crafty Club on Friday at 6 p.m. PST. Actually, it's, you know what, old school that I am, keep saying it PST. It's really the way the time converter, they're calling it PDT, which I don't know what the D stands for, but that's what they're calling it these days. You kids. Which is 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can watch, if you missed the beginning of the show, you can watch this live show as a replay in the Media Lounge. I asked my campers earlier how many of you guys have gone into the Media Lounge. I highly encourage you to do that. I've put lots of fun stuff in there, like playlists to listen to while you craft. And there will be, there's Pinterest boards for you to look at right now. I will be rolling out new content Friday night at midnight, and so there'll be fresh things in there as well as in your dashboard. Friday at midnight, you guys will have your week 2 content. So that's going to be super fun. We'll be moving on to talking about habits, good ones, forming good habits. So yay! So I will see you guys on Friday. We're going to be working on vision boards. So if you want to craft with me, then make sure to start gathering up pictures, decide which of your vision boards you want to build. Remember, the vision boards are actually in your handbook. I built them for you, and they have actual prompts on the sheets so that you can see where I want to go, fashion that makes me feel like me, crafting that excites me. So this is going to be fun. This is truly 12-year-old artwork right here, okay? It is like cutting up magazines and pasting them in. It does not get simpler than that. If you do nothing else, you can make a vision board. So I have to tell you, it's a really awesome exercise and creative activity to take up if you don't already do it, because getting to see a whole spread of visual images of what you want your life to look like in this area is extremely powerful. Just glancing at those pages can make you make better choices about what you're putting into your mouth when you eat during the day. It could make you get yourself up and go walking, because I want what I see here. Like, you don't have to read anything. It's like in one glance, you've just reminded yourself what it's about. And that's the same thing for self-care, getting a makeover. There's a lot of us who've gotten into a rut, and makeovers are fantastic resets for ourselves, you know, especially when we're going through this self-care process. So gather up magazines. One way I have found magazines is a lot of times libraries, they might, as a way of making money, they'll sell the magazines that have been donated to them. Here, when I lived here in the Bay Area, which is over that way, they used to, the Pleasanton Library, which I used to go to, is they would sell them for 10 cents. And I would just like stack them up. Thrift stores, I just went into a thrift store the other day, and they had like years worth of magazines. And some of them are like great. They've got big words and text that you can just cut up and use in your pages, flowers, all kinds of pictures. So go to thrift stores and libraries if you're looking for older magazines. If you're in with your hairstylist or your manicurist, you can always ask them, hey, what do you guys do? Your doctor's office, what do you do with your old magazines? Do you toss them? Can I have them? And then the other thing I was going to suggest is go shopping on Google. If you have a printer at home, that's my favorite thing, is just I go shop for images that I love and I print them out and I just paste them in. That's easy peasy too. So either way, if you get magazines at home, this is a fantastic way to utilize them instead of just recycling them and just ripping out stuff out of them. I'm telling you, this is, I know this to be true in my heart. This is one of the activities, crafts that we will make you feel most like your young self, because it's something that we all did when we were like in junior high and high school, is we would always use magazines to create little pictures and put stuff on our walls and our notebooks and stuff. So it'll be really fun, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is I'm just going to be building some vision boards and chatting. So again, it's another opportunity to bring something fun to sip. Bring your handbook and some clippings, pictures, go shop, go print them out on paper, and then we'll be pasting them. So we'll just be chatty in our jammies. Don't forget, that's kind of one of the rules. You gotta be in your jammies. Unless, of course, where you are located, it's a completely different time zone, and it might be inappropriate. But then when our jammy is inappropriate, if you're at home. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I am so glad to see your happy little faces. You guys look like you're just having the time of your lives in the community center. And just know that I am so grateful for this opportunity. I thought that I loved doing Reset Girl stuff before, but this Camp Reset has just been so amazing, and we just started. So you guys have really helped Mr. Crafty and I kind of reset our business and what we want to do, because this has been more fulfilling than anything I've gotten to do in a really long time. So I just appreciate the heck out of you guys, and I cannot wait to see your little faces in the Late Night Crafty Club. And if you are still kind of slowly getting your stuff together, please put no pressure on yourself. This is a whole week of getting yourself set up. We're not in a race, and you're not behind, and you're not being left out. It's all okay. There are many women who are in the exact position you're in. So just feel like, hey, I'm just going to take one day at a time and do what I can to get yourself all set up. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you so much. Now everybody go back to your cabins. Love you. Bye guys. Bye everybody.